Alright, Steelers Nation, buckle up because this offseason just got a whole lot more interesting. While most teams are winding things down, it looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers are just getting started. According to a report that's starting, to gain some real traction, the Steelers are about to make another move. And not just any move. We're talking about adding a legitimate star cornerback to this already dangerous defense. Word is, Omar Khan is cooking again, and he might be setting the table for one of the biggest splashes of the summer. The names being floated? Jair Alexander and Jaylen Ramsay. Yes, those Jair Alexander and Jaylen Ramsay, two of the best at their craft in the entire National Football League. The idea that Pittsburgh could land either one is enough to make any fan's head spin, but when you consider what each would bring to the table, it gets even more fascinating. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, yeah, right, we're not getting either of those guys, hear me out. This isn't coming from just some random rumor mill. It's the insider who dropped this little bombshell, someone who's gotten a few things wrong in the past, sure, has also nailed multiple Steelers stories before the big dogs in the media even got wind of them. He called the George Pickens trade before it happened. He teased Aaron Rodgers heading to Pittsburgh hours before the official announcement. So when he says Omar Khan is working on something major, I'm not dismissing that outright. There's some smoke here. And with Khan's recent track record, smoke usually means fire. Let's talk Jair Alexander first. He's a name that came up earlier this offseason, and at the time it seemed like a total long shot. I mean, he's an elite outside corner when healthy, and his style of play has mostly lived on the boundary. Pittsburgh already has Joey Porter Jr., a rising star who's locked down one side of the field, and they just brought in Darius Slay, a proven veteran who's expected to start on the opposite side. Both of those guys are outside corners, so if you're going to bring in someone like Alexander, he's either competing for a starting job, which seems unlikely given the team's investment in Slay, or he's going to have to make the move inside to the slot. That's where it gets tricky. Alexander hasn't played much, if at all, in the slot during his NFL career. It's not that he can't do it. He's physical, aggressive, and instinctual, which are traits you want from your nickel corner, but it's just not a role he's ever been asked to play consistently. Still, the more you think about it, the more it starts to make some sense. Beanie Bishop Jr. is currently slotted in as the team's primary nickel corner. And while he flashed at times last season, he's undersized and doesn't offer the same level of physicality that Alexander would bring. If the Steelers want to get more dominant in the middle of the field, Jair could be the guy, especially if the price is right. That's the big if, though, isn't it? The price! Alexander is still relatively young, but injuries have limited his availability in recent seasons. He hasn't played more than 7 games in a year in a while, and that has to give you pause. If he's going to demand top dollar, you have to weigh the risk. But if Green Bay is willing to move him for the right deal and Alexander is open to adapting his role, this could be a rare opportunity to steal an elite talent and upgrade a position of need. Because let's be real, Pittsburgh is close. This defense as it stands is good, but adding a versatile playmaker like Alexander could make them great. Now, let's pivot to Jaylen Ramsay, the other name being thrown around, and honestly, maybe the better fit on paper. Ramsay, unlike Alexander, has significant experience in the slot. During his time with the Los Angeles Rams, he was deployed as a star defender, a hybrid corner safety role that asked him to cover inside blitz, play deep, and basically be a movable chess piece. And he thrived in that role. From 2019 through 2022, he was one of the top 3 corners in football by almost every metric. Even last year in Miami, coming off injury, he was still grading out as a top 10 corner per Pro Football Focus. The fit with Pittsburgh is obvious. Ramsay could step into that nickel role immediately, bringing a level of experience, leadership, and toughness that would elevate this unit even more. He's entering his 10th season, yes, but he still plays with the intensity of a guy trying to prove something. He's not as freakishly athletic as he once was, but mentally, physically, and emotionally, he's still one of the most complete defensive backs in the league. The only concern here is his contract. If Pittsburgh trades for him, they'd be on the hook for $21 million in 2025. That's a big number. But the deal has 0 guaranteed money after this season, which gives the Steelers some flexibility. They could restructure it, extend him, or even walk away if things don't work out. And here's the kicker. The Dolphins are reportedly eager to move on. If that's the case, you might be able to land Ramsay for a 4th or even 5th round pick. That's pennies for a guy who could be the final piece to a championship caliber defense. Just imagine it. Ramsay in the slot, Porter, Jr. and Slay outside, Minkah Fitzpatrick roaming deep, and Deshaun Elliott providing support. That's a terrifying secondary. Add in Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson holding it down in the middle, and a defensive front that includes TJ Watt and Cam Hayward. We're talking about one of the most complete defenses in the NFL, bar none. No weak spots, no gaps. Just straight up dominance if everyone stays healthy. But of course, the Steelers can't afford to put all their eggs in one basket. There's still a pressing need on offense, specifically at wide receiver. With Aaron Rodgers now under center, Pittsburgh absolutely must give him a legit number 2 option behind George Pickens. The options on the market are getting thin. Keenan Allen, for example, was one of the top free agents available, but he recently appeared on a podcast and threw some shade at the idea of playing in Pittsburgh. He acknowledged that Rodgers is a draw, but flat out said he's not interested in the city itself. Now, that doesn't mean he's out entirely. Players change their minds when the right money and opportunity come along, but it's not a good sign. Even if Allen were fully on board, though, you could make a strong case that Amari Cooper is the better fit anyway. Cooper's a technician, a polished route runner with experience playing both inside and outside. Rodgers has openly praised him in the past. He's got quick feet, reliable hands, and the kind of football IQ that Rodgers thrives with. Compared to Allen, Cooper has more versatility and maybe a little more juice left in the tank. So if Pittsburgh is serious about giving Rodgers the tools he needs to succeed, Cooper might be the move. There's also the possibility of going after someone like Romeo Doubs, but that would require a trade with Green Bay. Gabe Davis came in for a visit, but isn't the route runner Rodgers typically gravitates toward. Other names like Adam Thielen and rookie Jalen McMillan could be options. But again, they don't quite match what this offense needs right now. So this is where the dilemma comes in. If trading for Jaylen Ramsay at that $21 million figure prevents you from signing someone like Cooper, then maybe you pump the brakes. The defense is already strong. The offense, especially the receiving core, needs help. If it comes down to Ramsay versus a legit WR2, I'm picking the weapon for Rodgers every single time. But if the Steelers can somehow swing both, if they can land Ramsay and bring in a quality receiver, now you're talking about a complete football team. One that's ready to contend in a brutal AFC. And speaking of Rodgers, he was back out on the field for day 2 of minicamp, and let me tell you, the buzz is real. He's slinging it, and the velocity is still there. The touch is still there. The command of the offense, you can already see it taking shape. Quarterbacks coach Tom Arth compared Rodgers to Tom Brady, not in playing style, but in approach, preparation, intelligence, the ability to process information. In real time, Rodgers is right there among the all-time greats. And when you look at how Brady was able to reinvent himself late in his career, win a Super Bowl at 43, and stay elite well into his 40s, it's not crazy to think Rodgers could do the same. You just have to give him the support. Protect him up front. Give him receivers he trusts. Let him live in the pocket and slice defenses apart with quick, decisive throws. That's where Rodgers still thrives. He was top 5 in turnover-worthy plays last year. Top 6 in time to throw. His arm talent hasn't fallen off a cliff like we saw with Matt Ryan or Phillip Rivers. Rodgers still has it. And with the right supporting cast, a strong run game, reliable receivers, and a scheme that plays to his strengths, he could absolutely lead this team deep into January. And yes, there's still work to do. Calvin Austin III is currently penciled in as the WR2, and while he brings elite speed and underrated route running, he's not a full-time outside receiver. He's small. He's not a blocker. He's a situational weapon, not a volume target. That's why Pittsburgh must prioritize adding someone who can win consistently on the outside and take pressure off Pickens. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a stunning development that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, rumors are swirling that Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson could be making an unprecedented move, potentially switching teams to join the Pittsburgh Steelers. This possible transfer has ignited a frenzy of speculation, debates, and intense discussion among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. Lamar Jackson, known for his electrifying play style and dual-threat capabilities, has been the face of the Ravens franchise since being drafted. His unique combination of speed, agility, and arm strength revolutionized Baltimore's offense and earned him an MVP award. However, whispers emerging from around the league suggest that Jackson may be ready to cross the aisle and don the black and gold of their fierce AFC North rivals. While nothing has been confirmed by either team, the mere idea of Jackson abandoning the Ravens to join the Steelers is fueling rumors that have captivated the NFL world. Such a move would not only shake up the balance of power within the division, but also spark an intense rivalry on a whole new level. Fans are imagining the impact of Jackson's dynamic play in Pittsburgh's offense, which has been seeking a game-changing quarterback to push them back into contention. Speculation points to a variety of factors that could be driving this potential switch. Some insiders suggest contract negotiations with Baltimore may have hit a snag, leading Jackson to explore other opportunities. Others believe that the Steelers, hungry for a franchise quarterback, might be preparing a blockbuster trade package to secure Jackson's talents. The idea of Jackson embracing a fresh start in Pittsburgh, a city with a rich football legacy, is tantalizing for many. This rumored move is generating endless chatter about the implications for both teams. For the Ravens, losing their star quarterback could mean a rebuilding phase and uncertainty about their offensive identity. For the Steelers, acquiring Jackson could signal the beginning of a new era centered around a player known for his electrifying style and clutch performances. The potential shift also raises questions about divisional dynamics, playoff aspirations, and future drafts. Though the details remain unconfirmed and the NFL offseason often breeds wild speculation, the notion of Lamar Jackson switching from the Ravens to the Steelers is capturing imaginations and dominating headlines. Fans are left wondering if this jaw-dropping rumor will materialize into reality, or if it's just another offseason tale to stir excitement until the next season kicks off. In any case, the possibility of Jackson taking the field in Pittsburgh is enough to keep everyone on edge, waiting, watching, and hoping for more news on one of the most sensational potential moves in recent NFL history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.